All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol LI, Li Auto Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all my first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to my channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all my subscribers, welcome back, and let's jump into this chart. So, Li Auto Inc. has actually been with a run. The volatility has brought it back down, back up, and now it's falling back down. So, it's been very volatile in the last couple of days, leading up to this week and last week, ending towards the end of the week, kind of the midweek. And here we are with this stock actually fighting to stay above the 50-day moving average. So there's some important points here that we're going to look at. So yesterday's resistance level was slightly broken today at 36.99 and quickly fell back down. And that's today's resistance level once again. So the bulls are having some trouble getting past this point. So 36.99, if you want to round it up to $37, it's probably one of the hardest points right now for the bulls trying to recover on their way back up to breakthrough. They've been rejected there twice, yesterday and today. Yes, they broke through it for about 2 hours today, 2 hours and a half, and quickly fell back down below it. So this is going to be very interesting on how this continues to play out and how we continue to see this roll out in the next coming days. And I think this is probably one of the most important resistance levels right now on this chart for us to pay close attention to at this point. So I do want to state to all investors, pay very close attention to how the stock is reacting as it gets closer to this number. And I'm slightly going to move it because it's off by probably 1 cent or so based off of what it's showing us here. But let's go ahead and put this to the T here for today. And there you go. It moves right up to 37 cents. That's exactly to the T. Now our support level has changed as well. So our support is down here, and we're going to look at that in just a moment. But we're going to talk about the resistance level, and I'm going to talk about the highest points up here because these highest points are the new highest points reached in this slight recovery before the bears reappeared. And those are some important numbers to keep in mind. So we're going to look at the resistance, and we're going to look at those points in just a moment. So 50-day moving average is 34.67. Super important number to keep in mind. The tug of war is going to be important tomorrow. We're going to see who tries to dominate this chart. And if the bears break through it, they're going to be heading towards this support. And if this support gets broken through, even if the bulls reappear, they're going to have to come in and buy large amounts of shares, load up on stocks, come in hefty and strong to bring it back up and cross over into the bullish territory. So I do want to state to all investors that this is going to be very important to pay close attention to how quickly it moves through the 50-day moving average, how quickly is it reacting between the 50-day moving average and the support, and how quickly is it moving away from support. Now, between the 50-day moving average and support, the bulls could reappear and recover this one back into bullish territory. That's why it's going to be very important to pay close attention to the behavior of the stock if it breaks through the 50-day moving average. Well, what's our support? Our support level here is 33.60. Super important number to keep in mind. 33.60 is a point of reference right now. That is our support level. It's the lowest point reached in this bearish run after hitting these highs, which we're going to talk about in just a moment. And 33.60, if that gets broken through, the bears are accomplishing to get further away from the 50-day moving average in a downward direction and getting deeper into bearish territory. So super important to keep that in mind. 33.60 is an important point of reference to keep in mind and pay close attention to, and how the behavior of the stock is acting. Now, on the other hand, we have our resistance level, and the bulls do need to break through this to pull away from the 50-day moving average to get up to newer highs and new resistance levels, as well as it got rejected yesterday there, and also, well, 1 cent below it, but if you round it up, it was 37 cents yesterday to today, and this is to the T today. It got rejected there at $37, and that's the highest point before it fell. And as I'm speaking, in this 30-minute time frame, we could see here that the 50-day moving average has slightly moved up to 34.77, And here we have our new candlestick. So the bulls are trying to fight hard. We're currently now at 35.64. And it's going to be important to see how this continues to play out the rest of the night, in the next hour and a half of the market in after hours, as well as how this starts off tomorrow the day. But still, the bulls have a long way to go to get closer to this resistance level, which is $37, to get further away from the 50-day moving average and work their way up to newer highs. Now, once $37 is broken through, this is probably the most important resistance level to break through, and it is the highest point reached in this bullish run, and it was touched twice, which is 37.80. Yes, I know that this candlestick is a little bit higher, but that's a bearish candlestick as it was going down, and it probably reached that for a few seconds. But this right here is bullish candlesticks that were touched twice, 37.80. There was 2 rejections within 2 hours after breaking through the resistance. So this is a very important point for the bulls to break through and reach newer highs, reach newer resistance levels, and get deeper into bullish territory. But before getting there, 37 is the first mark that they need to turn into a support to start to reach newer highs, as well as if the bulls don't accomplish that, this 50-day moving average by default will catch up to the price and make this fall into bearish territory, giving leverage to the bears as well. So these points of reference are very important, and I want to emphasize again, the bulls need to continue to work their way up to maintain this momentum and stay in bullish territory. As always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community, and don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watched this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video. In that video, I will be discussing about the S&P 500 index and how it's been rising several points on scheduled dates. And on these scheduled dates, the S&P 500 index is rising due to the fact that the Federal Reserve is pumping the markets. What does that mean for us as investors? Well, if the S&P 500 index is rising, there's individual ticker symbols rising up with it. They're rising up anywhere from 30 cents to $3 per share, sometimes even more. Obviously, you have to do your due diligence and research, but I know that per share may not sound like a lot, but that does add up per share. I mean, keep in mind, 30 cents to $3 per share does add up. I know that I always say profits are profits, and if you put $1 into the market and you got back $2, you've done a great job. And that's what this is all about here, so that we can all learn and grow together, and also so that I can inform every single investor and viewer on the great news that there is an opportunity to maximize profits. Now, I'm not guaranteeing you profits in the video. I'm not telling you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm just analyzing the S&P 500 index and putting the dates and the charts side by side so you can see for yourself that they speak for themselves. Literally, it's showing it in the charts, and on the specific dates you could see it. And if it's rising up, there's individual ticker symbols within it rising up. So you have to do your due diligence, as I stated, and research. But it is an opportunity, whether the market's going up or the market's going down, to maximize profits and minimize losses. Now, again, I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm just here to enlighten every single viewer and investor on the great news that there is an opportunity to maximize profits and minimize losses. Check out the video. I wouldn't want you guys to overlook it. I just did the most updated one for this week, and you'll see in the chart what I explain, and then look at the S&P 500 index today, how it reacted, and you will see everything that I talked about is in that video. It's very informative and helpful. I wouldn't want you guys to miss it. It's super good information for every single investor to be better equipped weekly. It's a weekly series that I do, so stay tuned for more as long as the Federal Reserve continues to pump the markets. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.